Okay guys, I hope you're doing alright. Welcome to your online CHS singing rehearsals. I hope you guys are staying safe. We're going to start our warm-up in the usual fashion with some stretches. We're going to stretch your neck, your shoulders, your ab muscles and your upper back to make sure that you're nice and loose and flexible for singing. So we're going to start off with a little neck stretch. Side to side. Now we need to roll your shoulders forwards. And backwards, standing up tall. Now we're going to do a little side bend to get these abdominal muscles working. I want you to try and keep your hips still if possible for this exercise to get the most stretch out of these side abs. So bending left first. That's it, really important to keep your hips still there if possible. So we're going to do one more stretch just to get your back nice and loose. I want you to take your right hand and put it on your left hip and turn all the way around to your right. Now swap it over, left hand on your right hip and turn all the way to your left. Now we're going to swap your hands over, so right hand, left hip, but this time turning left. Left hand, right hip, this turn, turning right. Have a little shake, make sure you're really loose. Make sure your knees are nice and loose. We don't like any locked knees for singing, just nice and flexible, and we're good to go. Guys, now I'm just going to get you to think a little bit about the muscles you use when you're breathing for singing. As you might know from choir or from singing lessons or from singing in class, when you sing it's really good to keep your shoulders low but not stiff, just trying to avoid bringing them up when you breathe in, and to focus the power behind the breath down here in your abs. Now you know that anatomically your air goes into your lungs when you're singing, but actually if we focus the control down here on your abs, your abdominal region, it gives you a little bit more strength and a bit more control over the sound that's coming out. As you exhale, as you're singing, the air vibrates against your vocal folds, it makes them vibrate to give you pitch, to give you the sound. So without that breath, there won't be sound. In order to make the sound really smooth and consistent, we want to just have a proper breath mechanism. So I'm going to get you to think about those ab muscles first of all. Put your hands on your abs for me and give me shh, shh, shh. Now let's try K. And a T. Okay, now we're going to try just develop on that a little bit. We're going to do 4 in a row. We're going to start with sh, and then on the 5th one we're going to do a crescendo, getting louder over the space of 3 beats. So let me show you. Shh, 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 shh. You'll feel your abs coming back in as you do the crescendo, as you start to really release the air. Okay, let's do that together. 3 and shh, 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 shh. Okay, let's take that a little bit further. Let's do a s sound, double S rather than a sh. Let's try that. 3 and s, 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 s. Okay, feel that crescendo going from your abs. Last one, let's do it on one of our buzzy noises. Let's do it on a v sound. 3 and v, 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 v. We're going to start off with what I call sirens. That's where you slide from the lowest note you can sing to the highest note you can sing. It sounds a little bit like a kind of messed up police siren. So I want you to do a siren for me with a noise that we call a lip trill. That's a noise. If you find that you struggle with this noise and you want to swap it for something else, that's absolutely fine. A double V sound or a double J sound will do just as good a job. So I'm going to use the lip trill slightly nice and low and high 3 times. I'm trying to go from the lowest note I can to the highest note really, really smoothly. Let's do one more. Okay, now we're going to focus those sounds a bit more specifically on your ranges. Okay guys, now we're going to use those buzzing noises more specifically for your vocal range, so it's really important to make sure that you have the right video on here, or you'll be singing stuff that's completely out of your comfortable singing range. So this video here is for girls in year 7 to upper 6th. If you're not in those, find the right video for your voice part. Okay guys, now we're going to apply those semi-occluded vocal tract noises to more specifically in your range. We're going to do a siren over perfect fifth, so it's your choice. You can use or any of those semi-occluded vocal tract noises. So sopranos and tenors, we're going to start you here. And okay, next up we're going to apply that same noise to a slightly longer exercise. I'm going to just stretch your range a little bit more now with those noises. So it's a little bit like an arpeggio. It's an arpeggio on the way up, ascending, and then on the way down it's a bit like a sort of 7th chord. So we're going to start you here. The pattern is, so you're going to sing that with a lip trill or a v and with some slide in. So there's a little bit of slide between each note. Starting there, please. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now we're going to move away from the semi-occluded vocal tract exercises very briefly and slide nice and low on an NG sound to the bottom of your range. And that's just to sort of get the voice sounding very easily over a similar range to that in which we speak. We're going to move back to those semi-occluded vocal tract exercises very briefly now for a breath-related exercise. This is to develop an even sort of flow of air, an even exhalation over the whole of your vocal range. So we'll do that one, then we'll go up a semitone and do 2, swapping 1 and 2 for 6 exercises. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now I'm going to extend that a little bit further, and we're going to move on to a vowel for the second of those 2 5-note scales. So here you might want to just again think about the abdominal recoil and make sure that the air is coming out really steadily when you move on to a vowel. I'm going to suggest or. So for example, we're going to start here. We're going to sing 2 5-note scales back to back. First one with v and the second with or, making sure that airflow is steady. Now we'll go up a semitone, so it's both in sets of 2 now. Let's start it here. So make sure that airstream is even the entire time. You're measuring your abs as they're coming back towards your body. Okay, we're going to start to open up a little bit more. We're going to do our slides alternating between E and R on a descending arpeggio. So starting here, sopranos and tenors. E, I, E, I, E, always sliding. And okay guys, now we're going to move on to some twang work. Now twang, we do quite a lot. Twang is a way of increasing the air pressure in the space between the top of your vocal cords and the front of your mouth, that's the vocal tract. What we're doing is we're actually elongating the tube that goes down to the top of your larynx. We're making it a little bit sort of thinner. And as you know, scientists, pressure is force over area. So we're actually just reducing the area that the air is traveling through, meaning it'll come out at higher pressure. So we sing a series of vowels on a 5-note scale and then a slide, all preceded by a ny sound. So we're going to start with nya, 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 nya. And we'll change vowel every 2 scales. So let's start you here. And. And now nyo. Now ni. Okay, so that's a really gross sound, but it's nice and bright, and it just develops that brighter sound across your range. Now we're going to move on to a more familiar exercise. We're going to do our vowel exercise, alternating between 2 vowels coming down in triplets, etc. The aim here is to have 1 mouth shape per vowel. Obviously we're singing 2 notes, but 3, one of them twice. Over the course of each vowel, the pitch change happens here, the vowel change happens here. We need to disassociate any movement in the mouth with changing pitch, etc. Starting here. And. Now or and ah. And ah. Ah and a. Last one, A and E. Okay, nice and smoothly there. If you found that any of those had a little bit more resistance, feel free to pause the video and do those again. Okay, last up we are going to finish with our conventional tongue twisters. We're going to sing Aristotle lost his bottle when he saw an axolotl. Say that through once first. Aristotle lost his bottle when he saw an axolotl. And now we're going to sing that on a descending scale. Aristotle lost his bottle when he saw an axolotl, etc. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that should be all of your warm-ups, so I hope that was not too cringe-worthy for you and nice and comprehensive. So I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for tuning in. I've always wanted to say that.